Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Sporks Research Division inside Kerbal Space Program .24. So I know I said I was going to do some live commentary, but I decided that I was going to do some of the contracts like to go back to the moon and everything. And right here is Bill having a close call. Yeah, so this is a pretty ominous start. But yeah, I'm doing the contracts to, like, go back to the moon, plant the flag, get some more science and everything before we actually go to Midness, and I'm gonna try to do that live. But yeah, so this is gonna be some footage of me uh, doing the moon contracts and trying to do some other little contracts that's you can do around Kerbin with Bill instead of Jeb, because Jeb, he's done several missions, he's getting pretty he's getting his rep out there, so I figured it's time for to let someone else have the spotlight. So what I did is I went back and redesigned it, made it a little bit smaller, a little bit easier, and while doing so, the staging got messed up, and you see right there that the center engine isn't on, and I just now noticed it. I have the fuel line set up and everything to do asparagus staging, but it's pointless if this engine's not firing. So Bill being the never flustered, always adapt and overcome kind of Kerbal guy he is, he just goes ahead and fires it manually. And no issues with that separation that time, and everything's going pretty easy. He gets up into orbit no problem. And he sets out towards the moon. And I tell you, I'm getting pretty bad about landing on the moon, and you'll see what I'm talking about coming up. Bill definitely doesn't have an easy job. The flight planner or whatever, if we're role playing it, I guess I'm like the flight director or whatever. I didn't give him the best information about where to land, and you'll see right here that I wasn't really paying attention too much about the trajectory coming in. It's very shallow, and it's actually right there is where I noticed it. I'm like, uh-oh. I thought I was gonna have about 4 or 5 kilometers to play around with, get over to the light side of the moon before I have to worry about landing and start going into the panic mode, because I don't have that much fuel, and I definitely don't want to come in very shallow like that. So it's definitely was a hair-raising experience where I burned this what little bit of fuel I have left in this, and I don't have that much fuel in the actual lander itself. I figured I was gonna be able to use this for to slow down as much as I needed to before the initial landing. So it's definitely it was a tight mission, to say the least. And I apologize that most of it's going to be on the dark side of the moon. So hopefully you guys can see. I'll try to do some brightening on if it needs it, which it probably will. So you can see right here that all I have now is this lander, and the whole mission was to get science from around in orbit around the moon and to plant a flag. I tell you right now that planting a flag on the moon was worth a lot of money, so it's definitely something worth trying to go after pretty early if you can. If you're running tight for funds, try to do that one as soon as you can, because it gives a lot. I think it's over 100,000 if I remember correctly. But as you see right here, I'm doing my best to slow down, and I actually get under control when I have less than 500 meters to go before I hit the surface. I'm actually able to make it my trajectory more or less vertical. So I was actually pretty happy with that, and I didn't use that much fuel. I still have well over half, as you can see. So not too bad, but you'll see coming up pretty soon. Bill has another close call. I'm trying to see it. Yeah, I got about 20 meters, I think. Or is that? Yep, there we go. I touched down. I tried to save it, and it tips over. So now I'm thinking this isn't going to be good. I definitely need to position it in a way for Bill to be able to get out and in to do his flag planting mission and to get whatever science he can. So I go ahead and get all the science I can while I'm here with the mystery goo and everything. And you see I'm using the science junior. So first I roll over, and then I think I extend my landing legs just to make sure that it won't roll back over and trap them. Yep, that's what I did. So then I EVA them and I do the flag plant. I hope I left the footage in where I show how much the science or how much you get for this flag plant. And finally, there we go. We got some lights finally. I think now that I got all that stuff unlocked, I'm definitely going to start putting lights on everything, and batteries and whatnot, as long as it's not like super expensive. And I named this SRD landing question mark because I don't really know if you can call it a landing. What I did is more of a controlled crash. But Bill, being the pro that he is, he managed to save it. Nothing was damaged. Everything was intact. So Bill is definitely the man. He's showing the world, showing all of Kerbin that it's not just Jeb that is the star of the program. That Bill has a place up at the top as well. So that's always good. And this is 0.24.2. It's supposed to help with some of the right-click bugs and everything. And so far, I really haven't come across an issue. I know there is a Unity specific bug itself for the 64-bit client that ties in with the right click that they actually Squad can't fix. I think that's what they said. So they'll have to wait till that gets fixed in Unity itself. And right here, I realize that I can actually rotate it. So I'm actually looking and I see this hill, the side of a crater or some sort of mountain or whatever, and I'm like, maybe I can use that as a launch pad. And my worst fear right now is I was going to hit something and the capsule is just going to break off. Yeah, you see right there, it's like 107,000 funds, I think, just for planting a flag. So this whole mission I thought was just going to be something, redundant, like, why am I doing this? Kind of deal. It was actually worth it. And so if you can do it early, then you'll be set for a while. As long as you don't build, huge. Now I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, so I can head this way and hopefully nothing will happen. And then here he goes, Bill. He throttles up and he's able to leave the ground with nothing happening. It was perfect. Now it's all about, do I have enough fuel? So I pretty much just burn, I think 270 just to go ahead and get along the equator one way or the other. And I figure as long as I can get into an orbit, it doesn't matter if I'm going, the 90 or 270. I know one way is more efficient than the other, but still, it's a salvage mission trying to get Bill home at this point, not necessarily trying to be the most efficient as you can. And definitely was pretty scary. So I think right here I'm starting to think, okay, this is definitely manageable. I'm gonna have enough fuel. I double check with the maneuver planner and everything to make sure, and I look at the engineer, the flight engineer, to make sure the vessel has enough delta V itself, and it barely did. So I definitely barely pulled it off. Spoiler alert: I do make it back to Kerbin. So it was a pretty tense mission. What I thought was just going to be a simple go plant a flag and come back mission ended up being a almost getting Bill killed mission. So, and right here, I play around a little bit. I try to find the most efficient way. I think I have like 299 delta V. So I definitely, I switched the vessel. And so I play around with the maneuver node. I want to make sure that I can get the periapsis inside the orbit or inside the atmosphere with the amount of delta V that I have. So right here I'm bringing it down, and then I'll move it all the way back around. See, I double check my delta V settings. I have like 289 or 99. I can't see. Sony Vegas's preview window is pretty small. I know I can make it bigger, but there's really no need. But I finally find an area where I can have enough delta V and still be inside the atmosphere, so I know I'll definitely be able to come home. Like right here, I'm like, okay, that's definitely in the atmosphere. So it's definitely, the mission is definitely still a go, still bringing Bill home without, at the worst case scenario right now, if I wasn't able to have enough delta V to get back into the atmosphere, I would have definitely sent out a rescue mission with a probe core or something to go get him. But luckily that wasn't the case. The engineers knew what they were doing, I guess, when they designed this craft. Pay no mind to Bill's first mission that once I staged the second stage, everything went to hell and almost killed him on his first flight, his maiden voyage. Well, it's definitely a design that we're not going to be using. I think the problem with that one was I went too big too soon. I don't have the parts I needed to build that big to have actually a really, a decent sized lander. So I keep forgetting that I'm limited by the parts I have. This space program is this definitely early in the stages of our history. So, and I did remember to EVA Bill, get out and get the science and everything. So that's not an issue. And this is Bill coming in, a hero, his first successful mission. No issues whatsoever. Well, all except, almost crash landing. Well, crash landing definitely did, but almost wrecking up and destroying the mission outright. But and the launch before that almost killed him, that blew up, 1,000 meters off the ground. But barring that, it was a successful mission. Nothing went wrong, So I think I go ahead and see what kind of I definitely don't want to overwrite my moon mission crew reports or anything, so I just do I kept, and that's another thing, I had this thermometer I kept using while I was inside the atmosphere, just to get whatever little bit of science I could get, which wasn't much, but it helped. So, and I think what we do is Bill is in a pretty good spirits. He decided he wanted to go ahead and try out to do a contract of the newly christened Sporks Research Division Atmospheric Flight Division. He wanted to be the first test pilot to try to test out the basic jet engine in atmosphere. So after a stellar performance showing that he had the right stuff, Sporks Research Division went ahead and gave him the okay, and they gave him the first prototype. And I guess from here on out, I'll go ahead and cut here and let you guys see what happens. So just stay tuned. So with that sad news of Bill's untimely passing, the higher-ups, the executives, and the directors of Sporks Research Division have decided to ground all manned flights for the time being until a full investigation can be conducted into what exactly went wrong. But they also made it very clear that with that said, take the time to grieve, but there's still work that needs to be done. So with that said, we're actually going to be launching a mission to Midness, an unmanned mission to Midness. As you can see, we have the Science Junior and some mystery goo, and hopefully we can get the Tesla radio, the parachutes with this. And you can see right there, sadly, that was the contract that ended his life. But yeah, we're going to be doing the Explore Midness contract and the next mission. So that's what we got on the docket right now, and hopefully well, we should have no issues. It's a fairly simple setup, so let's launch. And if you haven't guessed already, this is that's crazy. This is live commentary. All right, let's go ahead and throttle up and get this ready. Get to our orbital screen. All right. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. For some reason, sometimes it takes us several presses of spacebar to get to the actual next stage. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, we got our information. I don't know if you can actually, if you recover this, if you get all the science and everything back, but we have an antenna right there just in case. So it is a lander, so we can hopefully fulfill all of the contracts. We have to land on Mimas and data from the surface and around the orbit. So hopefully we'll be able to fulfill all that. It's a pretty substantial middle stage here. Hopefully that's enough to get us. We have this to launch, and then this hopefully to get us to Mimas, and then this to land and come back. Hopefully it'll work. But yeah, playing with no quick saves and death is permanent. I mean, I'm sure he'll make it come back, you know. But as an RP point of view, it's a pretty sad day that one of the main guys, the orange shirts, he died. Our first casualty. Okay, everything looks good. That was our first casualty in Sporks Research Division. Since the new update. I can't remember really if there was any casualties before that. Hopefully this has enough oomph. It is a pretty big rocket for one engine. It's the gimbling engine too. It's not the full powered one. I don't know. We might have to redesign this. It's pretty expensive. I got a lot of toys on this guy, so if we lose it, it's not going to be very good. We might have to redesign it. Yeah, I don't think we're getting into orbit. I think I'm a little too ambitious. We might, but we're definitely going to be running very low on fuel at that point. This might just be a satellite we put into Kerbal orbit. Yeah, it's definitely struggling. Alright, so this mission might need to be put on the back shelf. I think it doesn't expire. I think we might still have to do some more missions before. I'm sure we can get there. Yeah, I'm definitely sure we can get there. We just need to Alright, so definitely need to just redesign, so we'll keep all this. So what we'll do is we'll try to get we'll try to accomplish the radial parachute one. That's what we'll do. So the next stage should fire the radial parachute. So as soon as we get all of this stuff. We need to make sure that we're going fast enough though. I'm trying to keep up some speed. Alright, we got the speed. We are definitely slowing. Need to lose some altitude. There we go. We got it. And we'll go ahead and pop the other parachute as well. Okay, it wasn't a complete loss. We got one contract out of the way, but we definitely spent way more than that on the actual mission. Try to soften the landing as much as possible. I don't know how sturdy this is going to be. I want to keep as much of this money as I can. This stuff is not cheap. Alright. So hopefully we're fine. I mean, if we lose one of these monopropellant tanks or whatever, shouldn't be too big of a deal. Oh, looks like we didn't lose anything. Alright, so let's go ahead and recover it. Alright, so we got 19 science out of that, so we got a total of 110. Yeah, we got 10,000 back. Plus some of the contracts we did, obviously. Gave us a little bit, so we have almost 451, almost 452,000 funds, which is awesome. So let's see if there's anything else we can unlock. So this is the 90 tier, right? Okay. Do I don't have the so if I can get one or the other. If I get this, I don't have anything to connect it to. I don't think I have the larger. No, see. This gives a bigger radial decouplers. This gives engines. Huh. We'll go ahead and get the engines. Get the skipper. Alright, but now we're broke again. So, I mean, we're filling the tree out pretty nicely, but I think with that said, we'll go ahead and call this episode here. It's probably going to be a decent sized episode with the footage I had before. Probably not like terribly long. Probably like 25 minutes or so, but next episode we'll redesign the Minimus mission and launch it. It's still going to be unmanned. It's going to be unmanned for the next few missions until the investigation is finished. But as always, guys, I appreciate watching and stay tuned for more.